My name is Mary Ann Drummond, MarianneDrumond. I'm actually reading a statement from Sandra Kim, a Claremont McKenna alum and the founder of Everyday Feminism. She says, "I'm both deeply disappointed and angry that CMC is choosing to put students who organized a shutdown of the event with Heather McDonald under investigation in such a blatant attempt to intimidate students from protesting in the future. This is even more evident when compared to how CMC did not choose to investigate the death threat against student activists of color in fall of 2015, and the fact that the McDonald protest was a peaceful event that did not result in any personal injury, and yet it is being treated with far greater seriousness than a death threat that took serious emotional tolls on students. Furthermore, your current actions to make note on the students' transcripts and consider suspending even those who have graduated is entirely inappropriate and overblown reaction. CMC prides itself on developing students to become engaged global leaders, and yet you are trying to shut down any attempts by students to be leaders in this world that they most intimately live in, their campus. This is not easy at all to have students agitating for change and pointing out racist policies, practices, and culture on campus. That does not change the fact that these things exist. CMC is not alone in struggling with how to address the legacy of white supremacy and patriarchy in their institutions, and it is not the administration's fault that they have inherited a system that disproportionately negatively impacts students of color. This is the state for college and institutions across the country and the world. But you do have a responsibility and power to change that. The question is, are there racist, sexist, classist, oppressive, marginalizing policies and practices at CMC? But what are they, and how will you address them? As someone who has and continues to listen for the addresses in ways that oppressive organizational policies and practices show up in my own organization, I can understand the emotional difficulty in reconciling your desires to create a supportive, welcoming environment for all students, and the fact that so much harmful marginalization occurs unintentionally. But the answer to this painful situation is not to intentionally target students of color who are speaking out and inviting you to engage in a dialogue and take action to rectify the situation. The answer is not to intimidate them so that they will be too afraid to speak up again. The answer is to engage in an inclusive, healing, and restorative process so that all sides are heard and acknowledged. You can begin to co-create a new future together on campus. If CMC administration would want support around how to do this, I am willing to connect you to those who can help you take students of color experiences seriously. Otherwise, you will see this continue to discourage prospective students, lose current students, and anger alumni. The world is changing, and we will no longer merely accept the status quo of systemic oppression. CMC needs to decide, like campuses across this country, on whose side of history will you be on? Will you silence students who are telling you how the college is hurting and marginalizing them? Or will you be a leader in transforming the college to be aligned with your values? That decision and responsibility is on you. Sandra Kim, Claremont McKenna College alumna, founder of Everyday Feminism.